In the next two examples, we're dealing with cases where we want to find percent change. Anytime we're trying to find the percent change, what we want to do is identify the difference, the amount of the change, divided by the original amount, and that's going to be equal to some percent. So in example 3, Jared accepted a new job that changed his hourly pay from $18.06 to $18.34. We want to use Symbolab to find the percent change in his hourly pay. What we can pull out of this problem is his original pay was $18.06. That's that original value. And now he has a new pay rate, which is $18.34. What's missing is the percent change, or that's what we're trying to calculate in this case. We're also missing, but it's easy to find, the difference. The difference is calculated as the original amount is calculated as the new amount minus the original amount. So in this case, that would be $18.34 minus $18.06, or 28 cents. So the difference in his old pay to his new pay is positive 28 cents. That value is greater than 0 because his pay has increased. If his pay decreased, that difference would be a negative number. This means now we can set up our problem. We can take the difference, which is 0.28, divided by the original amount, 18.06, and calculate that percent change. In Symbolab, we would just type that in as literally 0.28 divided by 18.06. It goes ahead and sets that up in a fractional form when it does that division step. But we click go or press enter, and we get the answer 0.01550. Which again continues on, it's just giving us those first several decimal places. To convert this to a percent, we'll move that decimal place twice. And if we want to round that final percent to 2 decimal places, this would end up being 1.55%. Again, this percentage is greater than 0, just like that difference was, because his pay rate went up. So the percent change should be positive since we're seeing that increase. In example 4, we're told that last week an item at a grocery store cost $7.04. Today, it costs $2.84. We want to use Symbolab to find the percent change. So again, we have an original amount. That was the starting price. And now we have a new price. The first thing we want to find then is the difference, which is equal to the new value of $2.84 minus the original amount, which was $7.04. So we get negative 4.2 as that difference. In this case, that difference is less than 0 because the amount decreased. The item has become more affordable. So we should see that connection. If the values are increasing, we should have a positive difference. Decreasing, we should have a negative difference. Then we'll set up the problem as that difference amount, negative 4.2, divided by the original value of 7.04, and that will give us our percent change. Switching back over to Symbolab, we'll type in negative 4.2 divided by 7.04, and we'll get a decimal answer of negative 0.59659. Which is some decimal answer that, again, keeps going, but it's giving us those first few values. To convert this to a percent, we'll shift that decimal place 2 places to the right. And if we round our percent to 2 decimal places, this will end up being negative 59.66%. Again, that percent change is negative because the price decreased. So that difference and the percent change should both be negative values to imply there was a negative change or a decrease from that original amount.